Cheers to the bro fist on a Monday. Yeah, Monday, the world started again. Fuck the world. I'm only kidding. I'm only kidding. It's good that the world started again. It meant we had to get out of bed and do stuff. I did stuff today, which was cool. Today's going to be a slightly topical daily. Topical. We're going to discuss some WoW stuff. We're also going to discuss some Preach stuff. Yeah. And stuff for you guys, which is awesome. So I'll cut to the chase. I'm glad so many of you enjoyed Friday's daily, which was your stories. In fact, my inbox is flooded with awesome drama stories. I'm kind of excited for Friday already, which is weird because when you're self-employed, you don't look forward to Friday as much as you might do in a normal job. It's like, God, I wish it was Friday already. But for different reasons. I wish it was Friday already in a normal job because then the work week's over and like I can just go home and do whatever the fuck I want. I can go and play some games. I'm looking forward to Friday just to do some more subscriber stories. In fact, if I keep getting as many as I'm getting, we might have to do 2 a week, which is still awesome, right? Which is pretty cool. So, yes, very dapper, very dapper. We had a meeting this morning, and then I've got some photo shoot stuff to do tonight. I know, right? It's so weird to think that. I've got a photo shoot later, me, and it's, and so's Ghost. So it's like, what the fuck? Us doing fucking photo shoot stuff. But today's meeting was all about something you guys have been requesting, which is the store. T-shirts and such, which was awesome. In fact, one of our subscribers runs a business that produces T-shirts and stuff. And he was like, hey, you know what? I don't live too far away and I make T-shirts and shit. Do you want to meet up? I was like, well, yeah, of course I do. We visited over the last, I would say, 6 months, about 8 suppliers of T-shirts and stuff, as well as looking at online places like Cafe Press and such. I'm a real asshole when it comes to what I want to give you guys if you're paying for it, right? YouTube stuff you don't pay for. Other people pay me. If you watch an advert or click an advert, I get some money. It's not your money, it's someone else's. Ultimately, it's everybody's money, of course, but it's not directly out of your bank. If you're buying a T-shirt or something, that's like out of your bank to me, and you should, get something. Well, not to me, to the business. And you should get something good for that. I'm a real asshole about quality. So I had this story, which I retold to when we met our lovely chap today. It looks like it's going to be awesome. It looks like we're going to get some good stuff out to you. You had some samples and stuff. And I was like, I had this story when I was very much into wrestling, and especially the Hardy Boys. Jeff Hardy! I loved that shit. I thought it was awesome. So I bought from WWE a Hardy Boys t-shirt. It was one of the first things I ever bought online. Online buying was kind of new and all that kind of stuff. So I was like, should I do this? Should I not? It's all that weird thing about you don't know what you're going to get. Sure, you get a picture of it, right? And that's quite cool. You get an idea of what you're going to get. I liked the design. And I was like, I want this t-shirt. So I saved my pennies. I purchased this t-shirt online using my father's credit card and paid him the money in the usual fashion, as most people do at that age. And it arrived and I was so excited and I opened it and it was fucking crap. It was like the crappiest ever t-shirt. I wore it once and then washed it and it shrunk to just infinitesimal amounts. It was terrible. I couldn't even wear it again. It ultimately ended up pinned to my wall because I couldn't wear it after one wash. It was just wrecked. It was ruined. Absolutely so disappointed. And therefore I was like, I don't want that to be me. I don't want that to be you guys. I don't want to put that on. I never bought anything else again from an online store like that. I really didn't. I was just like, I'm not doing it. No, I wanted to see it first. So, like, when I was in Florida and we went to Universal Studios, the Islands of Adventure, which is awesome. Universal's Islands of Adventure. Go there if you can. It's so good. In the Marvel Island, which is an entire island dedicated to Marvel superheroes and stuff, I was touching and testing everything, especially as I was buying stuff for Ghost as well, who is a real connoisseur of these kind of things. I was like, I just think this shrinks. I don't want to buy this. This feels better. I kind of would buy this. I don't like that. It's got this on the back of it. I don't like that. I'm very picky. So we were going over like an array of things that we can produce for you. Did you know they have hoodies now? Get this, and I didn't know this, and neither did Emma, and this wonderful guy, this wonderful subscriber of our channel, just went, we could do different types of like hoodies, because we got the hoodies for Germany, and as soon as we wore them, people were like, where can I get that hoodie? That hoodie is fucking awesome. So we were looking at hoodies, like different types, zips, all kinds of stuff, different weights. All this weight stuff has to come into it. There's a hoodie that you can buy. It's like the most expensive, and it has like earphone loops, right? So you can hook your earphones through it. It has a pocket inside that holds a phone, like a smartphone. So it's perfect for like iPhones and then Samsung phones and all that kind of stuff. And it feeds up to these ear hole loopers, and it's just like the most amazing hoodie ever. And I was like, wow, that's fucking awesome. It's really cool. And it's like so comfortable as well. So we were looking at all that kind of stuff. One question that came up is, what do people expect when they buy this kind of stuff? So this is the question I'm putting out to you. It's going to be all sorts of... I'm going to test for the first 15 minutes or so. I'm just going to be testing you guys. I would love an honest is better response from you guys. Preferably on the YouTube video so we can sort of collate the data. We can do cheap stuff. And everything that we sell generally just is supporting the business and trying to get Ghosty employed and trying to get us a unit. We've been looking at units because we bought lights, right? I'm always complaining about the lights. This background should be like awesomely green screen, like picture perfect. The green screen is perfect. It's perfectly smooth, one color. I should not have banged that wall. Ben is now pissed. But the lighting fucks it up. So we bought lights. They just don't fit in this room. Sorry, mate. I did not mean to bang. I did not need to buy. I did not need to buy. So we were looking at this kind of stuff, and it just doesn't fit it. So we're looking at a place to go, like an office, where we can go and do stuff properly. All this kind of stuff. So we're just generally looking at that kind of stuff. We can make the cheaper t-shirts that are still really good, actually. Like, I've got some downstairs. They're really good. They're exactly like the ones we got for Germany, but not polo shirts, like t-shirts. And they're really cool too. And then we can get ones that have like your name on the back. Do you like that? Do you like the idea of that? Would you like both options? So if you don't have, a lot of people just don't have a lot of money, but they want something from us. So we could do like the cheap option, which is like just a plain t-shirt with Preach Gaming on it, Preach Gaming on the back. It looks cool. It still looks awesome. But then you can maybe pay an extra couple of pounds, and then you get your name on the back. Or however you want it to be. And if you've got some more money, you can get like the polo shirt. We don't make any different amounts of money. It's all the same. Our margin is exactly the same no matter what you guys get. But do we invest time in looking at more expensive stuff for you guys? Like these hoodies that have the ear holes and stuff that are really cool. There's also hoodies with like different coloured hoods, internal and outside, that look awesome. All this kind of stuff. So we're looking at variations on a theme of stuff you can get. I was just very wary, and Emma was like, some people just don't care about that kind of stuff. They just want They just want something decent from you guys, and they want to help you guys out. So they will get the cheapy stuff because that's what they want. That's fine. So don't try and force something more expensive just to say our line is really supreme premium quality. Give people the option to get whatever the hell they like. So I'm looking for your feedback on that really. And the store is going to launch soon with a full dedication towards a camera. We're currently fundraising in a way to get a new camera that we can actually, you know, take outside. This is like a 1080p camera, but as you can see, the quality is not the best. The quality is not the best. It's still a webcam. It's to get a camera. That's our next biggest upgrade before we look at like offices and stuff. So we're doing all that kind of thing. So you're going to see some movement on that. I think. It should be soon. I say soon. TM. It should be soon. The next thing is, and this is generally open to the people in the UK, is one of the best things I've ever done, and we agree as a team that is the best thing we ever did, was go to Germany. Not because we lost a massive amount of money doing that, because the videos we did, although I thought the videos were fantastic, they just don't generate the kind of revenue it cost us to go there, is to do a meeting in the UK. And we kind of want to time it for around summer 2013, beginning of summer, because we have a series that's going to launch in summer 2013, which coincides quite nicely, in order to probably have the first episode screened there, in order to give the guys who came to the meeting not only a chance to meet us, and we'll do a kind of live web show daily sort of thing with the guys, so it's all live and interactive, and we talk to the audience and that kind of thing. And then screen this kind of stuff, all that kind of thing. I need to know, honestly, because there's about 35% of our audience which is UK based. Everyone else is it's actually a dwindling percentage, not amount of people, percentage, because the US is spreading quite a lot, and so is Australia. So big bro is to all the Aussies out there, because that's a really growing market for us. And how many of you would like to come and can come to something in 2013? We're looking probably to start at something about 200 people, something like that. I think 200 is a nice round number to sort of get a club for the evening where we can all get together and have a drink together and do a show. We want it to be a show, not a fan meet. I don't want to go to pizza place, Larry's Pizza, and you all sit around and have a pizza and I kind of walk around and just say hello. That would be shit. That would be so crap. I want to do like a show, like an actual show. I would love to do it in the US, which is the majority of our market. I just can't afford to. I can't justify flying the team to America. I just don't have the money. I could not afford to go out and buy tickets to go to America now or until I get married next year, pretty much, you know. So that would just not be possible. That would be absolutely inconceivable for us to do that. So yeah, strip club of 1, 5 minutes from Manchester City. So some people who live close to Manchester would find that very cool, very easy. But I'm talking about London. People in Scotland. I know we've got a lot of Scottish guys. People in Ireland. How many of you would could genuinely want to and could attend? I mean, it might be worth us just trying to put a feeler out and say if we don't break 150, then we have to cancel the event. It probably cost us something to try and book the room and then get rid of the room, but we'll try it. We might try it. So it might be just after Christmas in January. We book that in for sometime around June. June looks like a good day. It gives us a good time to get the series filmed and in the can, so to speak. Next thing, I'm trying to remember everything I have to talk about. We're going to have there's an event going to be coming up, which is going to be for the Way of the Warrior 2. It's going to be a filming event. It's open to Alliance and Horde. We're going to get as many of you on camera as possible. We're going to be filming quite a large-scale battle for one of the scenes in the Way of the Warrior 2. So watch out for that one. I'll announce the dates specifically for when I know more about that, okay? So it's coming. Just be aware of that. It should say with cross-realm zones we can get everybody to Sylvanas, right? So you generally just need to be in the EU. If you've got a character in the EU, you should be fine. You should be fine. We should be able to get everybody to Sylvanas. Hopefully we won't crash the server, but we should be okay to do that and get everybody there. We'll live stream it and we'll get it filmed and that kind of stuff, so it should be cool. Also, Untitled is going to start doing some streaming as well, some PvP stuff. You guys have been dying at the bit to get some PvP stuff. Untitled PvPs all the time. He loves PvP, and he's going to start doing some PvP stuff on you on the stream. It'll be very rare and sporadically. He's just getting into it. He's just trying some things out. He was trying to test his settings last night. He's still tweaking them a bit, but we should be able to get that out to you and get some more PvP stuff involved in the channel along the lines. All good. What else? What else do I need to talk about? I can't think. I know there's something else. I'll think of it. Today was also a disastrous day in the fact that I dumped and binned my trainers. Just Ghosty and Emma like formed a union to defeat my shoe collection, which compared to 2 pairs of shoes, which was dress shoes and my trainers, which had fallen apart. I showed them on a previous daily. I can't remember which daily it was, but I showed you them. I had to bin them today, and I had to bin my backpack. I've had that backpack since high school, from when I was 16 years old, and it was actually previously Ghost's backpack who gave it to me. So it's probably around 20 years old or something stupid. It's like the oldest backpack in history. It was all ripped to pieces, but I found it so hard to get rid of that stuff. That stuff's been to Jerusalem, it's been to Egypt, it's been to Israel, it's been to America. I've been on near enough every roller coaster in the world in those trainers, and now I had to throw them in the bin. I was devastated. I was really genuinely devastated, but they're gone now. I'm really sad. And the same for the backpack. It's travelled the world, that backpack, and now it's gone. Fucking sad. Fucking sad. Sad state of affairs. Really sad. Okay. As I said, let's get on some WoW stuff. I was very excited to see exactly how many drama stories you guys sent me. I do read them all, which is pretty cool. I've just uploaded 4 Druid videos. Guardian and Balance, they're up. Tomorrow is Priest, then Paladin and DK, which should take us through to Friday. So you've got Priest tomorrow, which is Tuesday. Wednesday should be Paladin. Thursday should be DK. Friday is generally going to be streaming day because I will be dead after making all those videos. That's like 12 videos the next 3 days. So it should be... No, it's more than that, isn't it? It's 18 videos. Yes, 18 videos I need to do in the next 3 days. Friday will generally be streaming day. I'm quite looking forward to logging back on my warrior. I really am. But hey, grats to Method. World first 25, man. Oh, yeah. Well done, ballers. That was fucking awesome. I love the reaction on the videos as well. So cool and well deserved. Legit for the legit first 21st heroic. The legit first, world first? Legit? Yeah? Legit? Fuck WoW Progress. All about the method, baby. So big chuff to those guys. But again, it's pretty clear I made the right decision in leaving, right? I could not have been in those raids and still produce content. That just would not have happened. So that would have been... It was the correct decision to make. It was the correct decision to make. But still, massive grats to those guys. That was awesome. So pleased for them guys. Especially pleased for Apco. And if you listen to the video, he has a clutch stun just as things are falling apart. Clutch stun, keeps his head like a boss. World-class player. Today's topic from WoW stuff is WoW population. Server population. Does it matter? How do you even know anymore? One of the biggest things I encountered while leveling in Mists of Pandaria is I had no idea what our server's population ratio was. I had no idea. We never leave the cities pretty much. And if we do, it's to go to a specific place for one thing and then fly back to the city. I heartstone back to the city like 10 minutes after stepping out the door. I'm like, oh, I'm outside Orgrimmar. Oh, what the hell do I do now? Oh, I have to go and do my jewel crafting daily. Well, let's go to Twilight Highlands really quickly and get back to the safety of Orgrimmar. Oh, God, I'm back in Orgrimmar. It's like we've all got agoraphobia. We can't leave the cities. There's no reason to. You know what I mean? There's absolutely genuinely no reason to all throughout all of Cataclysm. And even in Mists of Pandaria, there's like not many people who, they just do the dailies. And doing the dailies is like the safest place in the world. I hardly ever get anybody ganking me during the dailies because people are like, their eyes are falling apart like, I just want to get the reputation. I just want to get the reputation. Fuck the dailies. And they don't gank you or anything. It's so sad. It's just seeing like so many zombies running around trying to do something, which is pretty funny. I'm never in Orgrimmar. Stormwind forever! But you get the point, right? We never leave the cities. And then I started leveling in Mists of Pandaria, and holy fuck, there's loads of alliance everywhere. I'm like, what's going on? Isn't our server Horde favoured? No, not in the least. It's 2-to-1 ratio of alliance to Horde. I had no idea. Absolutely no idea. And I keep getting emails recently regarding server population. Does it matter? Does it matter? Well, it hasn't done for the last 2 years. It probably won't matter again until the next expansion. Because no one goes anywhere. Nobody gives a shit. No one cares anymore. It just doesn't matter. It used to really matter when we were out in the world all the time. You want some money, you've got to go and farm it at somewhere like Tyr's Hand. Who remembers Tyr's Hand? And you had to gank mobs and collect their drops. I was going to say droppings then, but that's kind of the wrong word to use. You go out and collect their drops and see what's going on, and the Alliance will turn up, the Horde will turn up, it'll just turn into an absolute gank fest. It kind of matters for the Shah. I hadn't done the Shah on live. I did the Shah on beta a couple of times. I even released a video on Method Network, or Method WoW, of the Shah of Anger. But considering I haven't played my Warrior since a few days after release, pretty much, I hadn't done it. And when Ghost was here, we were doing a lot of graphical stuff. You'll notice on the YouTube channel now, there's like little images above the subscribe button. There's shows going to be coming on. Oh, that's what I wanted to say. I am looking for somebody trustworthy. I say this with bated breath, as this is the internet, who wishes to join Team Preach and Ghost, so to speak. It kind of is a paid position, almost, in I can probably send you something that might buy you a Happy Meal. I don't know. I don't have a lot of money. But I'm looking for somebody who is willing to kind of do some really not very awesome work involved with like annotations and setting up shows and stuff on the YouTube channel. Like tags and stuff like that. So they would need access to my YouTube channel. Which is scary as fuck for me. Scary, terrifying. So I'm looking for somebody who I've known probably from the subscriber base for a very long time, or even a personal friend of mine to do this. But I need somebody who is willing to spend maybe 3 or 4 hours maximum amount of work just going through the videos and updating shit and changing shit. Like you'll notice when I upload the daily, you get all sorts of fucking videos relating to Jesus and preaching and all that kind of stuff. That's because the tags are not correct. And I could probably change the tags to set a tag out, a tag list of what I would like to have, and then I have to go through sort of like, I think we're on something like nearly 60 or 70 dailies to update those. I can't do that at a time. It's just not possible. We're also adding things to shows. The daily should have a mature language filter above the front of it. Adding things to shows is a big piece of work. It takes about 5 or 6 minutes per video to do that, and nearly all the videos need adding to it. So it's 6 videos times like 60 videos. 6 minutes times 60 videos. It's a lot of work that needs doing, admin stuff and all that kind of stuff. So I'm kind of looking for someone to do that. If you're interested, You need to be somebody I know. So if you're new to the channel, don't do that. It's not going to happen. I'm looking for somebody who I can kind of trust to do this. Send something to preachgaming@gmail.com. Or if you are one of my friends, contact me on Skype. If you have my Skype. I assume most people who know me have me on Skype at some point. 6 hours for a Happy Meal? No, thank you. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's nothing favourable by any means, but it's something that needs doing. And I don't have a team member who can do stuff like that. So that's what I'm looking for. So getting back to server population, it's something that is becoming so much more blurred. I kind of feel that a lot of realms are going to be merged, but there's still this issue. Like Sylvanas has had horrendous queues since Mr. Pandaria launched, but he's dying away now. I've not had a queue for the last week or so of logging into Sylvanas. I haven't logged in at the most prime time, so I'm not going to say the queues have gone entirely. But I will say that for the first few weeks, it was awful. 3,000 queues, 4,000 queues, 5,000 queues. Terrible, terrible stuff. Now, 0 queues as the population dies off. There's so many realms out there that need merging. But people don't like being uplifted, even for their own good. Like, I belong on Twisting Nether. I am born and bred on Twisting Nether. So cross-realm zones come in, right? Nobody cares about cross-realm zones. Like, the fact that they're playing on a different realm, nobody even notices. It makes no goddamn difference whatsoever. The server is exactly the same. But one thing that isn't the same, and is a problem, is the auction house. The auction house is a very major problem, and this is something that needs resolving, because bad auction houses actually create a detrimental community, because nobody's got any money, and the people who do have money are like super rich, whereas on a busy populated server of good amount of Horde, good amount of Alliance with a good auction houses, people are still making money, but a lot more people are making money, and the people who don't want to make money are also not having to pay through the nose for what they want, because there's lots of competition. It's a thriving market, and in fact, if you know how to play the auction house, it's a much better game. There's nothing fun about having a monopoly over, say, gems. You are the only gem supplier on the server, which is what people try and compete to be. When that happens, it's actually really boring. Sure, you make a shitload of gold, more gold than you could ever spend, but it's boring. You want some competition. Some guy starts undercutting you, and you're like, who's this guy? Who is this guy? I'm going to beat him into death. That's the game of the auction house. It's a whole subset of the game. Like PvP. PvP, PvE in the auction house. The auction house is a completely separate game you can play on the side. A little side game. So I'd like to see a lot of servers merge together, but people don't like that. An irrational fear almost of, I'm here, I don't like someone telling me where I need to be. Although you had an arbitrary choice at the beginning of the game of what server you were going to be on. This server has a fantastic community. The community comes with you if they move, servers. The same people who are part of that community are also on the other server. But there's definitely times when that's a problem. Especially when you've got servers that are very focused on certain nationalities. I think we've seen a lot of, we saw a huge emergence of Russian realms, and then they got their own realms. Italians, a lot of Greeks as well, tend to have very thriving communities. I know Sylvanas itself has a very thriving Greek community, although the Greek guys tend to speak in English most of the majority of the time, which is accepted as the universal European language to speak on most servers. Luckily for me, right? And so it's an issue that bothers people, but I'm not really sure why. I haven't seen a definitive reason why server population really bothers people. I can understand a little bit. Like, I had a few emails, I'm just reading one here, which was, hey, what do you think about server population in terms of the fact of the cross-realm zones? I purposely joined a low population server as I am very interested in achievements and personal achievements, such as the Camel Hoarder, which the guy has. Now I find that a lot of people are inviting their friends to my realm, and when I go to find the rare elite spawn, which I didn't even know were in Mr. Pandaria, but apparently there's little rares that pop up every now and again for an achievement in various places, the cross-realm zones is allowing people to steal my mobs from me, and even though they're not from my realm. What do you think? Is this good or a bad thing? It's, for you, it's a bad thing, isn't it? I don't think there's any question of that. For you, personally, it's a bad thing. Are you in the majority? Because this is a game where the majority wins. Am I saying that's the be-all and end-all of the discussion? No. If the majority always gets its way, we end up with Wrath of the Lich King. Yeah, exactly. When the majority's voice is overwhelming, they end up with Wrath of the Lich King, and then they all cry out in a majority voice that it sucks balls. So, what is the correct way to go? I think as the game ever reduces, which it seems to be doing, it's sort of steady but getting smaller, then certainly we need to start thinking about shifting people together. Blizzard can't run every single server. If you've got a server with a really, really low population, let's check WowPop. See who's the lowest population server is. WowPop. 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 Jesus. I just saw the most horrendous picture of it. I did not think I was gonna see. Oh man, Realm Pop. Sorry, not Wow Pop. That's why I ended up on a strange image. Okay. What's interesting when you look at things like Realm Pop is that certain statistics stick out in your face. Like, people are always saying, every time I go into a BG, the Horde are always better. And there's always faster queues for Horde. Every time I go into an Alliance BG, the Alliance are always better. And there's so many more of them. Blah, 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 blah. This is so much Horde favoured, so much Alliance favoured. The actual split across all the realms between Horde and Alliance is essentially 50-50. And you wouldn't believe it, would you? You wouldn't believe it. But this is looking at the EU servers now. There is essentially 50-50. There's equal number of Alliances as there is Horde overall. That is just the fact of it. There is almost an equal number of males and females, which I find really bizarre because a lot of you guys are playing girls. That's just a fact. That's just a fact. Okay. Let's sort this. So if we look at a server like Sporagar, Sylvanas has about 130,000 people on it, which is good, right? Sporagar has 13,000 people, and there is a ton of realms. I mean, a lot of realms that are anywhere between 13, which is the lowest, up to about 40,000. That is a tiny amount of people, like outrageously tiny. Is it worth keeping a server open for those people? No! It's like a tenth of the size of Sylvanas. Imagine if in Orgrimmar there were a tenth of the amount of people as we see on Sylvanas as there are on Sporagar. It'd be like a wasteland. There'd be nobody there. Nobody doing a damn thing. It would be horrible. That would be absolutely terrible. And there are a lot of realms in the same position. I'm talking the difference between the top and the bottom is like 13,700 to 14,300. It's awful. That is absolutely terrible. That's Delvengir, which I believe is a German realm. Yeah, the German realms. The German-Spanish realms are really low, but Sporagar, these are PvP realms. Not, in fact, you would expect the PvE realms. I'm sure some of you would go, oh, well, most people aren't on PvE realms. It's just not true. These are PvP realms. There are far too many realms. You cannot blame Blizzard for thinking we need a way to get people away from these servers. All these, you could take the top 10 of these realms and stick them all together and get a decent community going easily, pretty damn easily. All these German realms, I'm seeing how many German realms. I mean, this is the top 10. Let's bring this up. Let's bring this up for you guys. Okay, so you can see here these are the top 10 or top 15 or whatever. German, German, German. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, what am I doing? I can't count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 of those realms are all German. All German. They could all be merged together, or at least half each. You know, 5 apiece or something along those lines could easily be merged together and just made into a decent, thriving community. Look at, see the difference here? It's like 1,000 per site. 1,000 per realm. This list goes on. We're scrolling all the way down. We're still not at 30,000. There's the first 30,000 one with Deathwing. All these realms are all below 30,000 players. That is absolutely unbelievable in my eyes that there's so many realms that just have so little amount of people. And these are PvP realms. You see there's a PvE one there, well over 2, but look at these PvP ones. All PvP. Then one PvE, Varamathras, the French server. Oh, excuse me. The French server. And Ungoro, they're a PvE one, a German one as well. These things really need... what was that, Silvermoon? See if I can see Silvermoon. 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 Oh, I assume you weren't looking at my screen. And Balnazar, my old realm, it's just popped up there. Where's it gone? Balnazar there. Balnazar only has 30,000 people on it now. And it's almost a 2-to-1. I think that the right column is Horde, am I right? Yeah, twice as many Horde. Now what we could see, what I would do is, go back. You've got realms here with like a 2-to-1 ratio of Horde to Alliance. And then as we go down, we start seeing some evening out. So moving Theradras with these would make a much better community and a much more thriving auction house, a much more thriving everything. And then we look at this realm here. I'm not going to try and pronounce that. I just look stupid. But where there's a heavy alliance to horde versus a heavy horde to alliance. These are both German PvP realms. That would completely balance that out. It would be so much better. You would have then around 16,000 alliance and around 16,000 horde. Making that so much better for people. Really would. These have to be merged. And I would love to see what your problem with that would be. I would love to see what your problem is. Are you on a low pop server? Do you love it? Is it just because for your personal, it's almost a selfish sort of... selfish sounds derogatory. There's nothing wrong with being selfish when you're looking for personal achievements. You want to find all the rares. Be on a realm that has less people on it. It's easier, right? One of the big problems we had was fishing day, the fishing tournaments. They used to have the Kalawak fishing tournament and the Booty Bay fishing tournament. Those were really, really competitive, whereas you'd have one guy going for it out of a guild, and the rest of the guild would fly around killing all the opposition as best they can. But that's kind of fun. It's annoying because you have to wait till next week, but then people are hunting out specific little spots. Where can I go where I'm unlikely to be ganked? And you find this sort of adds to the immersion of the game because there are alliance hunting parties out. There are horde hunting parties out. And that kind of adds to the feel of the game. Sure, you can go to PvE realm where there's no danger of that happening, but these are PvP realms we're talking about. People on PvP realms which have the option of PvP. As such, this needs to happen. So a lot of you are sending me messages saying, how important is server population? Very important if you want to have a more fulfilling experience, I think. In an MMO. We're talking about an MMO here, a massively multiplayer online game, right? So you need to have that massive multiplayer feeling of lots and lots of people. I love going into Orgrimmar, and it's like being in a city centre and just seeing so many people going about their day. These people in the corner who are just talking in trade chat about any old nonsense they can think about. I quite like that, as much as I think it's a complete waste of time. I quite like seeing those kind of people there. I see people flying backwards and forwards from the auction house. I see people in their bank doing their business, sorting things out and getting on about their day. And for me personally, I always think, what are those guys doing? It's one of the ways I pass time while on the road. I'm surrounded by thousands of people driving places. What the hell are all these people doing? Where are you going? What's your story? Why do you look like in a rush? Why do you look pissed? Why are you crying when you see someone crying in a car and driving and think, I'll stay away from them, they're about to crash into me? But what the hell is your story? I'm kind of interested. I like that busyness, that bustle. I could never live in the country as much as Emma wants to. I could never ever live in the country where it's all quiet and serene. Oh, I've got to be bored to fucking tears. It'd be absolutely crazy. I would hate to do that. I'm going to take some questions from the audience soon. It's the reason it's kind of slow daily today, again because we've done some work stuff today. I'm kind of looking for your opinion on those kind of things. Also, I had a beer at lunch and I haven't drank in so long that it wiped me out. Like, we had the meeting this morning, then we stopped for some breakfast / lunch because we were walking this morning, then we had to drive out to this meeting. So I had some breakfast on the way home, breakfast / lunch, and I had a beer. Oh my god, I was so tired, and was tired for like the next 5 hours. I was like, oh my god, I can't get anything done, I'm so sleepy. Which is why I cracked out a can of Monster for it today, which was awesome. Yeah, lightweight, I know, I mean, I don't even get it. I used to drink so much. I had one beer, I had 1 pint of lager. I was like, oh my. I wasn't drunk. I was just so sleepy. I wanted to just go to bed. I'm tired now. I want to sleep. And you can't just sleep. Tonight I'm going to be doing a photo shoot. So I kind of need to have a shower and stuff and clean up. And try and look happy and awake. I've got to be awake. We're working on a t-shirt. We've got a couple of ideas. We had like a masterclass today on how the t-shirt thing works. So we got like the basic t-shirt, which is the bread and butter one, which is what we wear, which is like our official t-shirt, and we really liked that. It went down really well in Germany. It made us nice and clear, and all you guys who saw us in Germany could find us really easily, and they just stand out. They look really clean and crisp. We like those, but we've also got a more design-based t-shirt, which is much more complex, which Ghost is working on, which is... I'm not going to spoil any of it, actually. I'm not going to spoil any of that. So we had a masterclass on how that works, and that involves some photographs to be taken, so Ghost can do some proper editing. So that's going to be pretty cool. We're also working on stuff for the daily, like shows and stuff, but again, that's admin stuff, so don't worry about it. Questions. Oh no, we checked... was it a Bacardi Breezer? Screw you, man. No, it wasn't a Bacardi Breezer. It was a Beck's Beer. Preach is going to be on Giacomo. Fuck you guys. Fuck you guys. Yeah, where's the copy and paste? Oh, hello, cassette. I do have a question. I'm a main pally healer, grouped with my friends who count down the first boss in Mogrish and Vaults past 80%. Although I've been invited to a raid group, also in the guild, where the people suck, but the progression is better, raided with both. What are your opinions of where to go? I don't know. They both sound shit. Let me read this again. I have a question. I'm a pally healer. A group of my friends who count down the first boss past 80%. Okay. I've been invited to a raid group also in the guild where the people suck and progression, but the progression is better. I don't know. You seem to be picking between two bad situations. Do I play with friends and not get anywhere, or do I play with the guild and not get anywhere? I don't know. I don't know. What do you prefer? Yeah, it's like politics for me anyway. It's like, do I vote for one dodgy car salesman or do I vote for another guy who's also a dodgy car salesman? Where's the choice there? Is somebody going to radically change my world? No. So which one do I pick? I don't know. It's like 50-50. Yeah, just this is like a question for Fridays where we change the rules and we don't try and help people on a Friday. But for me, I don't know. It both sounds pretty... damned if you do, damned if you don't. Yeah, really. If you're desperate for progression, you kind of have to leave those guys, because if progression sucks at both ends... It depends. Are you talking about heroic mode? Because heroic Mogrish and Vaults isn't easy. It's not. It's not easy. It's really, really not. The guys who have cleared it, which isn't many, I think it's only 6 guilds, or maybe 7 have killed 6 out of 6, have been incredibly dedicated to doing that. Incredibly dedicated to doing that. So if this is heroic mode, struggling on Mogrish and Vaults is okay. It's fine. Enjoy it, in fact. Enjoy the fact that you're wiping on some content for once. If it's normal mode, Stone Guard isn't that difficult. It isn't. But it wasn't for me when I killed it. We killed it in first shot, I think. We one-shotted it. Even after it was buffed, we one-shotted it. It's not that difficult. You shouldn't be wiping endlessly on normal Mogrish and Vaults, I thought. Okay, next question. Yeah, if you're not happy raiding, you'll just end the game. Oh, and a big shout out to Vanish there. I got a transmog, because you guys are still sending me some awesome transmogs, by the way, which we'll be showing at the web show on Saturday. Remember, it's web show weekend coming up. Web show weekend. Awesome transmog. It might make Ghosty a little bit scared. So GG to Vanish for that one. Heroic means space roll. No. Okay. I didn't upload the second World Logs tutorial. It's coming after the guides. I need to get the guides done first. More questions. Preach! I am on GMT time and can't raid in my realm due to both time constraints related to the majority of the server being based in Sweden. That shouldn't matter too much. Only an hour out, aren't we, Sweden? Should I transfer to a server with the majority of GMT population or try to find people with similar time constraints? If it's a genuine problem, you need to transfer realms more than likely, but... Sweden's 2 hours plus? I'm not sure. I would be surprised if there's no one else on your server who's meeting more GMT constraints. There's no such thing as a server that I don't think. I mean, you're talking guild-wise for actual English times. Always we tend to work around CEST, which is GMT plus 1. We need to work around that time. As an English person, you need to accept that the majority of the people you're playing with are based in Europe, because we're a tiny little pissant little island. We're nobody. Even in my old guild Darkstorm, which was majority British players, we worked around CEST plus 1, or CEST, which is 1 hour plus. So, and that was okay for me. I mean, it can get a little late sometimes, I agree, but then feel for the Russians and stuff who play on those realms and end up raiding till like 3 in the morning for our normal raid. I would just be more... I would aim for something in the middle. Is Sweden plus 2? I think Sweden is plus 2. If Sweden's only plus 1, that's pretty standard times, man. It's very difficult to find a purely British guild that wants to raid at just GMT time. It's pretty difficult to find that. You'd be lucky. I don't know of any. Even Darkstorm, as I said, is majority British, I would say, or at least a good chunk is British. They still raid at CEST, so 1 hour plus, which is pretty normal. I don't like Gothic Pepsi anymore. My raid leader keeps insisting on off-the-wall odd strategies. Let me move this to here. I know I'm being rude again, aren't I? You guys never remind me. The live show don't care. My raid leader keeps insisting on off-the-wall odd strategies, and they don't seem to be working. 4 tanks on Stone Guard 25. Really? 4? 3 is good. How do I handle a raid leader that won't use proven strats to kill the boss? I'd leave. What the fuck? It sounds like you're raiding for Dr. Wheato or something. I don't know. He's like, well, I see everybody's using 3 tanks here. We shall use 4. Why? Why should we use 4? The tanks keep dying. It's a problem with the healers, not a problem with the tanks, unless the tanks are just, you know, full DPS gear. In which case that would be pretty crazy. These are interesting questions. An off-the-wall crazy raid leader can sometimes be fun, but if he's using strategies that just aren't tried and tested, there's only so many ways to... What do they say? There's only so many ways to skin a cat. Something stupid. Why would skin a cat? I don't know. But there's only so many ways of doing it until there's a way that works, right? And the way that works in that fight particularly is like 3 tanks. I don't get it. If he's that crazy, you guys need to be banding up against him. I'm like, dude, no, we're not doing that. That's just stupid. I mean, in more advanced guilds, the raid leader would ask, how many tanks do you want here? We want 3. Okay, we'll use 3 then, because you guys should research this. If he's trying to take that much control, I'd be a little bit wary. Just keep it in the back of your mind that he's just wasting your time. And then maybe even use that. He's just wasting our time. 4 tanks is overkill. It's unnecessary. That's just not how it's done. It's designed for 3 tanks. The whole fight is designed around the idea of 3 tanks. That's it. There's no other way around it. It's easy to see why. 2 of them need to be apart. 2 of them need to be together. It's 3 tanks. That's 3 piles of mobs. Just common sense should win, hopefully. Hipster raid leader, yeah. Was using 4 tanks before it was cool. Okay. A beginner's guide to raid leading. It's on the board. It's on the board, my friend. It's on the board. I skinned a cat for lols. I'm sure he did. Last question from Dartos. I'm a raid leader in a 25-man guild, and I love using weird strats like we used 1 direct healer on Spirit Binder and 2 atonement priests with 2 monks with Jade statue down DPSing. It's very different what people do. Oh, you're making a statement. It can work great. Is it the most efficient? Probably not. You got to remember how much theorycraft goes into the guilds that are getting the earlier kills and what is the most efficient way we can push this boss. In which case, it's generally considered correct to be checking what the top guilds are doing and trying to mimic that because they've thought of pretty much the best way of doing it. Oddball strategies can be fun, especially when we talked about pushing your raid harder after progression. So now you're in farm mode of some bosses. You should be pushing the raid harder to do different things. Now you've got different gear. Especially kill the boss quicker, less healers, more DPS healers as you're using there. I love that kind of stuff. That's really out of the box type stuff. For progression kills though, try and stick to the formula that's proved to work. Okay? I would recommend that. When are you going to start PvPing? I've been given a deadline by my arena team of when I need to be fully geared. So very soon, Mr. Genji, very soon. Alright guys, I'm going to get ready for my photo shoot, which is kind of lame. I'm going to go get ready to do that. So thank you for tuning in. Tomorrow will be a more fun, WoW-orientated daily. Please try and answer the questions that I posed to you earlier, in the YouTube comments preferably. Check them, just leave me a message there so I can get an idea of what we can and cannot do and what you guys want and don't want, more importantly. What do you want and what you don't want. Alright guys, have a great day. And I'll see you tomorrow.